Chelsea 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Welcome back to FFB, amigos. And today we're happy, we're excited. We got 3 points, 3 goals, and a clean sheet. And at the end of the day, that's what matters most. We progress up the table, we get the result that we need. Chelsea in the table is doing better. A little bit of a disclaimer, a little bit of concern, and we're going to talk about that now in terms of the gameplay. Maybe how we lined up at the beginning. And another red card for Chelsea. I believe that puts us at 5 red cards in 6 matches. Only 1 match without a red card in the last 6 at the beginning of the season. I think we've only played near 10 matches in total in all competitions, under 10 matches. So that's insane. That has to be some kind of a record. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's 4 red cards in the last 5 games, or 4 in a row in the last 4 games. That's an interesting one, man. Looking at it from the outside, you would think there's some sort of pattern and discipline issue, and I don't think it's really that simple, because it's not like everybody's been going wild and there's been a lot of aggression. There's been different kind of circumstances and different kinds of cards at different times they came for Chelsea, but certainly something's wrong in a professional football club like Chelsea. It's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. This time the offender was Malo Gusto, while quite judgmentally our coach is sitting in the stands watching this, a little bit of upset, but he's sitting in the stands because he got himself a red card, contributing to this whole mess. And I think that's what makes this record particularly interesting too, is that even the coach has taken part in this. After answering questions as to, is there a discipline problem, why are you getting all these reds, he happens to get one, even though some of the fans can be okay with it, given that it had a lot to do with emotion and celebration and a pretty big match for us. So I guess we can forgive him for that, but it's something that we should consider. What I don't think, many of you guys that follow me already know, are fans of the channel, I'm not an Enzo Maresca fan. I'm not a Maresca out guy either, because of the ownership, and I won't get into all that and the way that we sort of do things. So I'm not a Maresca out guy, given the circumstance. I would just like to live in a parallel universe where our project is slightly different and we don't require that coach, but I still support him. But what he lined up today, I failed to understand till this end, and I hope this match ends this nonsense. We got Liam Delap, and he got injured at the gut. We brought back Mark Yu, and we committed the disgusting act, if you ask me, not once, twice, at least twice, and maybe 3 times, that when we required a striker, we never played him. And not only that, the disgusting part is that we played Tyreek George, unproven left winger in the 9 slot. When this young man, Mark Hughes, showed us that he knows how to play, he comes from La Masia in Barcelona. It means that he understands tactics, that he's well trained, that he understands where to stand on the pitch, he understands football. Then when he came in, he did play for Maresca, and he showed us. I was really pissed when we let him go off on a loan. I thought, okay, fine, if he's going to go in and get a bunch of football, great. But I like having him on the bench. I really do. And he showed it, especially when we're going to play all these competitions, because he showed us already in the Conference League what he can do. He scored a bunch of goals. He's a pressing monster. He knows where to stand, and he draws in. He's a kind of striker that his movement draws in center backs to him, because he knows what he's doing. And that's something that Chelsea have been lacking. And today, we saw it when he came in. Why didn't he not line up? I do not understand. Why Estevao doesn't line up? I heard he had a little bit of an illness. I hear that we're trying to play him in a little bit. Whatever. I don't know. I give the credit to Maresca, saying he knows things I don't know. People could be sick. I don't get it. But this all pans out that the team that we started in the first half, terrible. Terrible. No clear patterns of play. We really struggled, and we were very lucky, man. Nottingham Forest should have scored at least 2 in that first half. And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to be negative about Chelsea. But no, they actually had their chances. Although we also had some chances in that first half as well. Their chances were a lot clearer. I mean, they really forgave us. I think those, I think that team really wanted. And as I'm making this video, immediately after the match, Ange Postecoglou, arrivederci, obviously gone. But I blame Forest for that. This owner is a little bit crazy, if you ask me. That's not the right coach for that team. Ange Postecoglou is not the coach for, I would say, almost any team, because if he's going to be that dogmatic to play high line, aggressive football, whatever, then you need to be commanding one of the best teams in that particular league, if not the best one, where you can get away with that, where the difference in individual players is that big that you can get away with that. And that wasn't Tottenham, and it's certainly not Nottingham Forest. And today is an example of that. I mean, obviously, we didn't expect them to be pragmatic, and that's why I'm a little bit upset with Maresca, and a little bit of what we saw in the result here as well, is because it's not like they dropped a low block on us that we couldn't break in that first half. No, they actually had the better of chances, and they came out to play, and they played a high line, and they gave us space. I don't know if they would say like a brutally high line, but they certainly attacked and provided enough space for us to play into, and we just failed to take advantage of that. And they actually won that half, and they could have won. It was kind of cruel and unfair, and that's why Ange Postecoglou is gone. I think it's messed up that he's gone. That this is the game that gets him fired, because Chelsea is just a better team than his. And they were very unlucky. Again, I think it's just on a different day they get a little bit more luck. One of those goes in, maybe two should have gone in, but one or two, and then the match is completely different. And I saw the owner, the Forest owner, which is now sort of legendary. He's like a character now. Leave before, and everybody was joking. Of course, yeah, he went to start preparing the pink slip to get this guy fired, and whatever, sort out the contract, because he was fired. I don't even know if he made the press conference, to be honest. You guys tell me in the comments. Please comment, like, subscribe. Doot doot. Even if you disagree, give me a comment. Tell me what you want me to talk about. What I'm talking nonsense about. Let's be open about that. He was gone immediately after the game, which is nuts. So that first half, Chelsea certainly should have done better. We should have taken advantage of the opportunity that was granted to us. We didn't. We got lucky. Come second half, this is why I will get credit to Maresca. It's fixing one of his own errors, if you ask me personally, but fine. He did early substitutions, and he finally did what I been begging and playing Mark U in the 9. Again, did he come in and he score a hat trick? No. Did he come in and he's R9? No, he's not. Did he come in and he ran a pure function of what a 9 can be and should do, allowing those around him to benefit from it? Abso-freaking-lutely. When a number 9 knows where to sit, when to do their runs, and he pins down the center backs. He opens channels with his runs. He's standing where he needs to be when a cross comes in, therefore driving the line correctly, forcing the line of the defense of the opposition to shift, creating that space. And even in the cross that you can see there, when the cross comes in for that Achampong, which, good job, young man, young Chelsea coming in. Thank you. So beautiful. We love it when our young players come in, do a job, and score a goal. Bellissimo. Fantastic. You see in that goal, where are the two center backs? Why is there space for Achampong there? Yes, it's a defensive mistake, but it's Mark U that ran across the first center back to jump with the second one, so they both run with him. And he draws the players in to be able to do that. And that's what we were missing. That's what we really needed. That's why Mark U is important. That's why it's important to play a proper number 9. And if you have a proper number 9, then João Pedro can play in that 10 slot, which I think, even though he's happy and he wants to be a striker, he's really good as a number 10. And given that Palmer is out, like right now is the time. Like I don't understand. There's no reason why this shouldn't happen from the get-go. Especially if you're not going to play Estevao. Because if João Pedro has Palmer with him, maybe he plays in the 9 and has a little bit more contact and somebody to play off of. But when he's not there, he's proven that that's a bit of a problem. And then on top of that, you don't put Estevao with him to play, then I'm not sure how that's supposed to pan out. Mark Yu came in and fixed it. And then the elephant in the room, and actually the elephant in stomping mammoth elephant in midfield is Moisés Caicedo, papi. And everybody knows I'm a Moy boy, and it's proven. I want to patent that hashtag Moy boy. Moy, what a difference that makes. You can't ask normal humans, even Lavia, to be the sole destroying midfielder against opposition when he's left all alone, sometimes in transition. Even it's a big ask of Caicedo, and that's why I always fear injury for the kind of job that he's asked to do for long periods of time. So I do call Maresca upon that. Like, in terms of players, he did have Santos on the field as well. I just think tactically we didn't set up correctly. You should have had that double pivot a little bit more functional and controlled that transition, certainly in the first half. But in the second half, fine, Caicedo comes in and saves the day and fixes it. I just think it's important to be able to have solutions for the rest of the game. But those changes came in, they were important, they worked. We got the result. And going back, then our friend Malo Gusto, speaking about the red cards, got himself in the 87th, 5 minutes to go, got himself a red card. And at this point, it's just funny. It's just funny. And thank you, Reece James, catching a little rebound and giving us the goal. So, and Pedro Neto, a nice little free kick. You know, everybody was thinking Reece James is to take it, but sometimes you need a little bit of surprise. And Pedro Neto, sometimes you need a little bit of luck on that one. And it was more for of a lefty to curve it over the wall. However, it was kind of a play. The wall was really sloppy from Forest. He was able to play through it. Not sure exactly how it affected the keeper's visibility. We got the third goal, and we breathe easy. And so, am I negative sometimes about Chelsea? No, I just have to bring up where my concerns are. We got the result, and I'm super happy about that. But I saw the chink in the armor. I saw the weakness. Especially because remember, this was a team at the bottom of the barrel. This is like a Forest that was suffering, that their coach left today because of this. So we could have and we should have done better, certainly in the first half, and even in the second half. One of them is an open play goal. The other one's a set piece. I think we were a little bit lucky, and even in the second half, they could have come back a little bit too. You saw they were so unlucky, man. They were so unlucky, that little half bicycle thing kick, it hits the post for him. So that was really tough for Forest. In any case, we got the result we that we needed. We got the points. We move further up into the table. It instills a little bit of confidence. Bad side, we get that silly red card, but we're back in it. We're back in it. We're coming now to Champions League. I will be attempting to do that live, and if I can't, and I promised you guys that I will try to make lives every single match. And because of work and travel, I haven't been able to do this Forest game. And maybe I'll have a little surprise for the matches that I can't make it. Maybe I have a great surprise for you guys, another great creator that can cover and be there. So stay subscribe to the channel, put your notifications on, because I will make it up to you so you can catch some lives if it's not with me, with someone else, and some exciting collabs coming as well, where I'll have some other great Chelsea creators where we can talk football, we can talk Chelsea. So excited about that. This is just a reaction, again, as always, during the week, or certainly upon my return from this trip, a little bit more thought out analysis and videos during the week. This is more about the passion, the heart, excited about the result. We can improve on the performance, sad about the red. We're going to do better. We're doing better. I feel we're a little bit on the up and up as other teams are dropping. Liverpool is dropping, so we might have a chance to remain in that top four and be solid. I think mentally it's important to stay in that top four pocket throughout the whole season, so at the end we're not suffering and struggling for it. And I think we're going to do it. Thank you, as always, to everybody watching, to all you Chelsea fans, and to all the Chelsea players. I love you. Thank you for the win, and come on, you Blues.